Hello, everybody. Today is the 14th of February. It's Valentine's Day or Ash Wednesday. Or not or, either or. I guess it's both. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you're getting lots of candy if that's what you want. And if it's not what you want, and I don't know what to say. You're a joyless person if you don't enjoy candy. I'm going to bring up the stats now. We have, if they pull up, of course they're not up right now. Of course not. Sorry guys. My stats, I had them up on my screen and now they're gone. Ed, do you want to chime in for a little bit while I find the stats and then I'll...
I sure can. You enjoy that candy, whatever you get today. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there that hasn't, another person in their life. Not a day that I celebrate or anything like that. It's just me, so I just do my own thing and buy my own candy. And tomorrow I'll go to the store and I'll get all that candy 50% off, and I'll be even happier. So it's good for me.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to go. And I don't have to spend $100 on dinner either. Oh man. Anyway, you hear the stats for today. Just buy more elephant. You don't have enough. That's the number. Whatever number you have an elephant, you don't have enough. There's your stat. But no, I'm sure Josie's going to find some out there. So whatever you're doing today, I hope maybe at least one person out there did get their sweetheart a wallet with elephant. It'd be pretty cool if somebody did give that for a gift. And, you might talk about elephant to your other half a lot. And they're like, I don't understand any of this. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe in it. Blah, blah, whatever their reason is to just roll their eyes at you. Hopefully maybe one of you out there was able to get them maybe a pink NFT or a blue NFT or whatever their favorite color is, or maybe just buy them $100 an elephant and let them look at it next Valentine's Day and see what the amount of money is in it. And then all of a sudden their eyes are like, oh, you know what? That was a pretty cool gift that you got me after all. So whatever it is, I hope you guys enjoyed the day. Thank you for joining Spaces. This is going to be recorded, so you can play it back later for yourself or during your Each One Teach One. It's a weekly thing we do where we talk about elephant, hang out with the community, and sometimes throw you some alpha, sometimes just give you some info, and sometimes we just chat. But when I was on the computer looking at some stats this morning, I saw B&B having a good day. When I checked, I think it was a half hour ago, it was at 331, which is pretty good because, they got up to 334 today. And the last time we saw that with B&B was April of 2023. So if that's giving you any indication of what's about to start building up here pretty soon, that is a good way to, take a little judge and look at it like that. And when that means B&B's up, that means NFTs are up. And we got our NFT coming up today. We have your shot to randomly win one. So that's going to be worth like $660 about. So that's not too bad. And I remember. You got the stats?
I have our stats.
All right.
Okay.
Give it up.
Our AUM is at 393.9 million. Our treasury is at 48.8 million. Our trunk supplies is 109.2 million. And the elephant MCAP is at 246.5 million. So we're doing pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
We are doing pretty well. And that trunk's getting burned just like we like it. And I think BT had, made those adjustments with the Stampede where it's going to start burning a little bit quicker, I believe now. And also we are noticing that we have some people that are definitely, depositing again in their future. So that's pretty awesome. The NFT marketplace or new mints got our contest going on. And, remember when BNB was a little bit lower and we were in round one and your NFT was like $220 and now it's worth 3 times that money. I believe they came out on the 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken, that we launched it. So already made 3 times your money if you wanted to in your NFTs. Not a bad look if you have a big old handful of those. And I know some people that have over 100 of them. So make your moves. We're giving you opportunities to make your moves. And I hope you guys make the moves that's best for you. And that is it. We've given you a lot of info in the past week, especially posting stuff here and there. Sometimes it's just the latest around the world of crypto. Sometimes it's the moves we are making, the moves BT is making, and then the moves being made for the ecosystem, for the well-being of the community. So always something going on out there. We try to do our best to give you the info as soon as it comes out. So if you're new to listening to this, it's just some of the stuff we do, trying to be as transparent as we can, as much as we can, especially with our founder, Teller. Now, we're not saying to make any of those moves that we are making. Like BT talked about the moves he is making and where he's diversified in. I've told people where I am in, but that doesn't mean you need to follow our moves. And like he said yesterday, just because Warren Buffett makes a move doesn't mean you make that exact move. It just doesn't work that way. You could have $1,000 trying to mimic Warren Buffett's moves, but they're never going to come out the same. He's a little bit ahead of you, no matter what moves you try to follow. And it's kind of like I've told people before about hanging out with BT and being with the admin for all these years, because Crypto Slow knows a lot about what's going on in crypto. Mike Dre knows a ton about what's going on in crypto and in finance. And obviously we know BT doesn't just know crypto, but he knows coding. And so I would say, if you were just to take a piece of paper and draw a circle on it, and then draw a circle around that, and then another one, and do that like 10 times. BT is probably in that inner circle, like the second circle in. Not the most inner circle, but probably the second circle. And Crypto Slow, Mike Dre, they're probably in like the third circle, maybe in a little bit of the second circle. Most people in crypto are in like the sixth, the seventh, the eighth circle out. And me, maybe I'm around 5. Maybe I'm even in 4. That's mainly because I get to talk with Slow and Dre and BT, and I get to hear their insights. I get to hear things before most people get to hear them. And when BT is making moves, he's already made moves well before things have already happened. So he knows ahead of time. He knows people. And like I said, he knows how to read the code, which means he also knows when he can see something that's not going to work, but he knows how to get in and to get out. So he knows how to do those just the right way. You and I, most of us, we'd probably be in a couple of days too late. And we think we were in early, but we weren't. I mean, there's already been twice that I remember that BT called Bitcoin like almost on the mark when it was going to make a move. And he told us that like a week out. And he's like, listen, this is going to happen. And it did happen. And people did buy it. People made some money, but people did wait and they didn't make as much. Not saying he's right all the time, but I'm just saying he knows things, he knows people. And when you know as much as he does, and he's in those kind of chat rooms, in those groups, and he has a community around him that outside of Elephant, that they talk a lot and they know things before we do. They just do moves like that. And it's just not for everybody. And we're not saying to always do that. And a lot of it is because I don't even know some of the stuff he's talking about. I don't even know some of the tokens he might mention or any of the stuff he's even discussing with us sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to listen. I'm going to suck it all in and I'm going to learn. But I'm just not going to make any moves right now. But I'm learning the process as we go. And for those of you that have heard what BT said this past week with Trunk and what we wanted to do and some of the moves he made, and everybody's asking, all right, so what does that mean for us? What should we do? You still would do what you do. Don't change your routine. If you have some extra money and you want to do a little bit more, okay, go do it. But it doesn't mean you have to make those moves because BT is making those moves. And sometimes if you don't understand it all and you don't know, you just buy more Elephant. If you still need to learn about it, just buy more Elephant because you can't go wrong there. The worst comes to worst, just buy more Elephant until you learn more and then make some moves down the road a little bit. That's just my little spiel. I'm not always perfect with all my news and all my info as well, but I just try to give you a little take of what I've learned from what I hear BT say. And I know sometimes people take it too literally and they think, oh, wait, if he's doing this, that means we all need to do it. Why did BT do this? Or why did he say, let futures go this way? Why does he want Trunk to go this way? It's all for maintaining that well-being of the ecosystem and the community. So even though you might not understand the move, it doesn't mean you need to make the move. So I think that's about all I'm going to gab about. And I hope I didn't sound too boring to you guys. But if anybody wants to jump in, feel free to request to speak and jump in here. And we will get the ball rolling. I do not see BT in the chat yet, so I'm not sure if he's going to be coming in or not. But for now, if anybody wants to jump in, feel free. Anybody out there who's on today? Shout out to Blackberry Guy for jumping in. I believe that's Native. Native got a new profile pic. I can't tell. Sometimes I feel like the same people are coming on, but they keep changing their name to see if I'm going to notice if they change their name. I don't know. Shout out to Karen Jones listening right now. CC Crypto Man. And Kaizen Performance, one of our NFT winners. Thank you for continuing to listen. Hope you're enjoying that NFT. I don't know who, that's a funny little name there. Shark Attacks. That's pretty fun. And the profile pics, or the one pic is pretty awesome too. That's pretty cool. We got anybody looking to speak here? Josie, I don't see anybody requested yet.
No, nobody requested. But I'm waiting.
Well, listen, don't make me do all the talking. You guys are welcome just to say hi if you can. You don't have to talk crypto if you don't want to. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? I hope you guys did. I was wrong. I picked San Fran all year and they lost, so I didn't win any money. All my bets went down the drain, so that didn't go well for me. And now we're stuck with a year of watching more Taylor Swift stuff. So I was like, oh Lord. So that was the end of that. Josie, how's the weather where you are? Good?
Well,
it's beautiful here today.
We got quite a bit of snow yesterday.
Oh, that's right. You get school out or something up there, right?
Yeah, except for the kids don't get real snow days anymore. They get remote learning days. So I feel like that kind of kills like one of the best things about childhood, at least in a cold day.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how it works. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, the good thing about that is you don't have to make it up later on in the year and have to go to school an extra day. So don't take away from my summer, you know?
True. I just approved Hodor, who is one of my favorite Game of Thrones characters to speak. So I'm hoping Hodor. Interesting to say that.
And the one
Hodor.
The one show I've never watched either, Game of Thrones. I've never seen it.
I was very late to it. Like I just finished. So if Hodor actually unmutes himself and just says Hodor, it would make me happy. But hopefully he does have something to say.
Hodor. Hey man, feel free to jump in here all you like.
Hey guys, I dropped a comment here on the spaces. I was just wondering if you guys can ask BT about it when it gets here. I'm interested to know what's being done with the 606 BNB that went to change now, and if that's being used to start up the new Solana project, and when we're gonna get information on those holdings.
Okay, I was hoping he was actually going to be in because once I saw him make the Solana comment, I knew we were going to have some questions about it. I mean, you guys don't realize how many people from Solana are actually in Elephant. I can tell you it's definitely over $1 million that's already in here. Lots of people, a lot of people are from Solana in Elephant right now. You may have thought they've come from some other blockchain or some clone. No, barely any of that has happened. A lot is from Solana. And I was into it pretty big before Elephant started pumping. I even tried to put some more money in there, and I was like, you know what, let me just jump back out and get back to my Elephant. But yeah, Solana was probably my second favorite thing to be in as far as any of my tokens that I had. If BT doesn't come on today, we'll try to get that answered for you. And I guess more details are going to come about that. That was a quick little talk about it, and I don't know if he's going to put it in a Medium post or actually give a little voice message in the Telegram. But appreciate the question, man. Elephant in the room, did you want to jump in and say hello? You are able to speak as well. You are approved to unmute yourself.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to say hi.
Hey.
I hope you're enjoying the warm weather down in Florida. It's a little chilly up here in North Georgia at the moment.
Oh, it is so nice here today. I really wish I had the day off. This is one of those days where it's like it's never blazing, but it's not crazy cold, especially now the sun's out. It's really nice.
I just didn't want to let you do all the talking. I figured I'd jump in and at least say hello. Don't really have any questions.
I know, it does help. Yeah, you don't have to have any questions. You could just chat about whatever you like, and How's your elephant bag? Good.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I've been in since about July of last year, so I've seen that little run up and then the pullback, but I'm still holding strong, still adding to my bags, and still believe in the project. So.
And now's your chance with our new contest going on, the Each One Teach One-a-thon, for everybody growing their bags. Look, if you want to buy it, before you were trying to tell some people, hey, if you got an extra 1,000, you got an extra 100, let me try to show you something. And then people get a little weary about doing things. $10. That's all you need. $10 to get in the contest. Start a wallet, put 10 bucks in it. Get in there, maybe win yourself $1,000 an elephant. You can't beat that Each One Teach One because you're not asking people for a ton of money. You're just asking for 10 bucks, which they're going to blow at Starbucks. They're going to blow buying something at the grocery store or, whatever. I mean, I could buy 3 of those with 3 bottles of bourbon, and I can actually probably, get 3 people $30 worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a very good contest.
Yeah,
very good.
That is a good contest. That's a pack of cigarettes where I live.
Yeah. You know what? What's wrong with one pack, taking away one pack from you?
I'm trying to quit cigarettes
better
anyway.
for your health that way.
I've actually
put the money towards something.
So what I've done, I've been trying to quit cigarettes for the last couple months, and so before I tried to quit, I was smoking a pack a day. So I'm taking that money every day. I'm putting it in an account. And at the end of the week, I'm actually putting it into Elephant every week.
Awesome. Jeez. And that was $10 a day that you were popping for a pack?
Well, I mean, I rounded up. It's really about $8, but.
So back when I was a little kid, my mom obviously smoked quite a bit, and I don't know how many a day, but she would buy the carton. I don't even know how much it was back then, but I'm thinking like the 70s and 80s. So I'm sure the prices have gone up quite a bit lately.
Oh yeah, they have gone up tremendously. I don't buy them by the carton because then I'll smoke more. So, but I have a sister that lives in New Hampshire, and she smokes Marlboro Lights, and New Hampshire's extremely high tax state for smoking, and they're about $90 a carton, and she smokes 2 cartons a week.
Wow, that is out of control. Think how much elephant money she could have.
That's what I've been trying to tell her.
10% of that.
I've been trying to tell her that. She's like, I can't give up my cigarettes.
Now you have the best opportunity because now all you need is $10 out of that 90. So, beg her a little more.
I've been trying. She's on the fence about crypto, and I've been trying to get her into crypto for a couple of years now, but.
So I've been telling the couple people recently I've asked, I said, so what do you have your stuff in? And they'll say whatever it is, whether it's some 401k or they actually do have stocks, but especially in a 401k, I go, so tell me about all the companies that your 401k money is in. Tell me what's going on with them. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, exactly. So how about putting them in something that you can pay attention to, see what it's doing, and be in control of it? Not worry about some heavy get out of it before you're 55 tax that you're going to get. You have no clue what's going on with your 401k or probably any of the companies it's in, but you won't get in crypto. So that's where I kind of like, come on here, what's going on? Not
only that, but you actually have a line of communication with the founder and the team and everything else. I mean, with the 401k, you don't have any of that.
Oh, none of it. And I'm sure it's in some kind of bulk group thing, because your strategy might be aggressive or not aggressive, and it's some group of like 10 companies. I'm like, how many times can you call up those 10 companies and talk to the owner? Never.
Yeah, never.
So you don't know what's going on in those companies. They could be going through a big downfall, a big lawsuit. You never know. And of course, think about all the people who have way more money in that company than you have in your 401k in it, and how fast it can go down,
Well, I work for myself, so 401k is like, I don't have a retirement plan or any of that, so I have to do that on my own, Your
retirement plan's your piggy bank in the house, man.
I don't have a piggy bank. I keep my money in crypto, actually.
That's a good thing. It's a good piggy bank.
I don't trust the regular banks, so.
Well, I hope your bag grows quite good this year, man. I appreciate you having your elephant in your name and chiming in. whenever you like too. That's pretty cool.
No problem. No problem. I'm going to jump down and let somebody else speak if they want to, but I'll be listening.
Sure. I know Native just jumped on here, our New Orleans guy, and hopefully he's going to come in with some words of wisdom too to help pass the time away here. And because anytime Native's on, he's always giving you some good words. What's going on, Native?
Great day. What's going on, Herd? Yeah, I'm out here recuperating from Mardi Gras, man. But it's...
Oh, that's right. Fat Tuesday was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Oh, man. Is it going all week, though, right? Or is yesterday really the only day? It's crazy.
Well, actually, it spans over the course of like 2.5 weeks. So a lot of people don't really know that, but then it kind of intensifies all the way towards Fat Tuesday, which obviously, like you said, was yesterday first. So, and then from there,
oh, good times for you.
Yeah, and then from there, like,
I'm sure you got a lot of beads.
No. I mean, when I was growing up, we used to do all of that. You just go and kind of like, infuse yourself in the energy. It's just like it's interesting. It's just like an energy of like everybody's happy, everybody's like inclusive and having a good time, and so that's like the general energy. So it's just cool to just be out there and like see the children have a good time and this and that. That kind of thing, be around family, whatever. Like there's certain types of, it's a cultural thing and there's layers to the whole cultural aspect of it too. So it's cool. But
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it is a high turn up type of time though, so that's for sure. But yeah, man, no, everything's good. I like the conversation that was going on here. And in terms of that retirement, and that's why you're here, right? Like you're basically leveraging Elephant and the ecosystem as a whole as retirement scenarios. We always talk about those NFTs, and we talk about just straight up buying the token and stuff, and basically just kind of like shoving that under, like kind of in your mattress, if you will. But the mattress is constantly getting thicker and thicker, just because of how our system works. So, I mean, it's just good, especially once you start to learn how to move in the space. I like that, Ed, you were talking about earlier, how like some people can just see the field differently, and some of us can like just over the years we've been able to kind of like develop a keen eye and know what to look for on multiple levels in terms of like just moving around in this space and moving around in DeFi and being able to leverage opportunities and whatnot. And it's just something that's cultured over time. But just like everybody knows, scared money doesn't make any money. So you have to look at things from a standpoint of like how much of what I have outside of the bank, so to speak, is risk capital, something that I can like start to sharpen those skills, sharpen that keen eye that I want to have, so that I can see some opportunities and stuff, especially at the time and the place that we are in right now. Like last time we were talking about micro cycles and whatnot, and like just that whole aspect of being able to move quickly and see a potential opportunity and move quickly, whether it be in and out or you get a nice little 2x, you take your initial out, and you ride the rest if you see some kind of future going on with it and whatnot. Like sometimes you just kind of like have your feelers out there, and you've been doing enough like R&D basically, and just like my new PFP, man, that's a project that I support, called Peaches and Ninjas, and it's on BTC, and I was just like, oh man, I really like what they're doing. I just, I kept my finger on the pulse of the project for a long time, and then, I was like, yeah, I want one of these, So then I grabbed one, and then because I realized what trajectory they were on and what roadmap they were on, and I was like, okay, well, I see value in that. I want to be a part of that. There's a lot of different things in our space where it's just real creative, real cutting edge. It doesn't mean all of it works or all of it ends up being something that works out long term. Because we're all out here just tinkering around with different things, but there are some plays that just have some real good fundamental and foundational pathways, and you can see how it's being developed and built out, and obviously elephant is one of them, man. So just be out there, taking a couple of shots. You don't have to like risk it all. That's for sure. It's not 100% a casino out here.
Right. It's not. There's some projects you could probably make some money in, and we never say don't try anything. We just like you to bring some of your gains back and put them in a safe spot for while you're looking for something else, maybe, or maybe your future, whether it's your retirement or you just want some consistent side money coming in. I mean, Elephant can offer that for you, but maybe you can have a bigger chunk you could bring into Elephant if you went out there and you saw something that you want to try out. And you've told us, we have our admin chat. You've mentioned a couple things that I just didn't have funds to get in. But if you say something in the admin chat, I usually will look into it and maybe see what's going on with it compared to if I just hear it randomly out there, because I trust you. I know you do a little more research than most people. And whether it's you or Dre or Slow or BT has given us some things here and there. And not only can he go in and just read the code to see if it's legit, but he also knows if a dev is going to throw you under the rug or not. So he has those insights, and some of you guys do too. And I know Slow has mentioned it before. It says, he'll say, hey, do this, but hey, be careful because this looks like it could do this. So he goes, tread lightly with some of your funds if you want to try it. So when you're listening to Slow's videos, he's kind of letting you know too, some things that you might not hear all the time. You don't want to hear all the usual BS from all these content creators and people that just create a YouTube channel so you can get likes and subscribes. And most of their content, if you look at their videos and their past videos and you go through their history, just scroll down like a year and go, oh, that one rugged, that one rugged, that one's gone, that one's gone. And all those ones that they promote, look what happened to them. Did the whales come in and just rip everybody that was smaller out of there? You could see some of those things like that with some of those content creators, but not with Slow and not with Dre or you or BT. So it's good that we have info that's trustworthy in our ecosystem, even if we don't tell everybody everything going on. Just sometimes when we hear stuff from you guys, it's like, okay, it opens our eyes up and goes, okay, let me take a look. But I'm still going to come back to Elephant no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, man. I mean, that's why sometimes like I'll hold on to something for, just like with that last one I was talking about, we were all talking about in there. And BT's like, why you just telling us now? Well, I mean, sometimes you just want to really like know that that what you got is something that's an actual opportunity, even though you feel like it may be an opportunity, you don't want to like tell somebody, hey, check this out, and then they actually like get burned or whatnot or whatever. But there are some prerequisites that just kind of like jump out to you when you're actually familiar with looking around and testing things out here. But yeah, man, like there's always something going on. There's always some kind of innovation going on, so it's cool just to always have your fingers out there. I mean, I'm one of the people in the space in our community that happen to be fortunate enough to be 100% crypto. This is what I do, so like there's a lot of us that are the same way. Like this is what we do, so we have the time to like research and check things out and tinker around and test things out. So not everybody's in that position, so.
And that was kind of funny. BT had mentioned it when he goes, why are you just telling us this now? It was hilarious because usually he'll tell us something and you got ahead of him. And he's like, what? Come on, man. Give me the scoop earlier.
yeah, man. It's become a fun thing that we all do in there, man. We've been doing that for years now, and I really appreciate you guys. It's always cool. Steel sharpens steel.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I wish sometimes that, I've said it before, I wish people could be in sometimes our admin chat and see how we hang out and we talk. And it's like a different side of BT sometimes that most people don't get to see. And, it's kind of, doesn't always get as fired up as he might do in the chat, but you get to hear and you get to understand stuff, especially before we launch things or when he's putting stuff together or the brainstorming we're doing ahead of time before the next thing coming out, to hear it all and everybody going back and forth. I think if the community heard all that, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I got it. I'm jumping in. Sometimes we don't get to express that all the time. But
yeah, 100%.
You heard the ideas and the reasons why,
100%. Like I'm gonna just say this last piece and then I'll leave the floor for somebody else. But yeah, that's basically what the whole aim is just go out there, try to get a couple gains, some wins and whatnot, and bring that on back over here where you can multiply that. You can leverage that in so many different ways, and just take that win and multiply that win, basically.
Yeah, man. And it's always been good when we got to hang out and just hear the words from you guys. And now everybody's getting to hear them today about what we can offer the community is just for words of wisdom and helping that each one teach one every time, man. I know you're busy day, so I don't want to, keep you on too long, but thanks for hanging out, Native. Hope you recover well from Fat Tuesday and Mardi Gras. And one of these days I'm going to make it up there, actually. Not very often do I get to say I'm going to make it up there, but yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, CC Crypto Man, BlackBerry Guy, one of you guys want to jump in, feel free. I see you are a BlackBerry Guy. You want to jump in first? I saw you blink before he did. First one wins. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, Ed. Just real quickly, this is something that you've mentioned on a few different occasions on the Telegram chat, and I just thought I'd want to reiterate it. My wife has been a kindergarten teacher, and one of the things she always said was, "You never turn your back on kindergarten, because you never know what's going to be happening if you're ignoring your students." And one of the things I've learned over the years being in crypto, if I'm going to be into something, I need to keep up with what's going on in those particular projects where I have stored my funds, especially ones where I've stored a lot of funds. But what I've been noticing, what I notice from time to time, is people will come in and they'll say, "Boy, all these different things have happened. I need to catch up. What's going on here?" And to me, as I think about being in projects, I remember being in Matic a long time ago, and I stayed with it. I stayed up with it until I got out of it. If I go back to my Matic buddies and I see what they're doing now, because I haven't been in it anymore, I just notice how much I've missed since I used to be involved in it. And if you're going to be involved, especially with elephant money is designed for people to be involved, actively involved in the herd, to be like Bertha that way. But regardless, crypto is always evolving. There's always adjustments happening, not just in elephant money, but in all kinds of projects. And if you wait a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, some people months, and they come back and say, "Wow, what's happened here?" Well, that is not to your advantage. You can't turn your back on crypto. You can't turn your back on elephant money. People should certainly know that by now, and I know that that's just something that you've stressed at different times. Come back here. I mean, it's not that you're making this your cult, and it's not that you're going to drop everything in the world because this has become your god. But if you are designing, if you've decided that you're going to involve yourself with your funds, you got to keep your eye on things. I really am not a big believer in set it and forget it, because there's always been too many times where for the good of whatever project you're in, there has to be adjustments made, and you have to keep up with that. So that was just my tidbit I wanted to share. I see that more often, and I don't think we can stress that enough, that you can't turn your back on any project, and that's certainly true about elephant money. So that's all I wanted to say, Ed.
No, it was good words. I mean, we talk about that all the
Yes.
time. I always say, how important is your money? I mean, do you really want to put something? I know people may be used to some set it and forget it, especially, traditional finance where you have some stocks, you don't plan on looking at them for some while, or maybe your 401k, you take it out of your paycheck. How often do people even look at their 401k
Right.
every paycheck?
Right.
I'm assuming not really, especially if you're not really looking to even. You're not going to be taking it out anytime soon because you know you're going to get paid until you retire. So
right.
Why bother? But that's just
this is different.
If somebody taught you that, yeah, it's totally different. You should look at it every day, just because you don't know what adjustments had to be made for the well-being of the ecosystem. Or maybe it had nothing to do with elephant, like what happened a few months back with MetaMask.
Yes.
And maybe some protocols had to make some adjustments to their stuff. You might need to know about that angle of it.
Yeah.
But also, it's just, you don't know. Everything's going to be good for the well-being of your money and the ecosystem. BT will make that happen. Some other projects out there, maybe you just need to check it. Just be, it might have got rugged. Something might have happened. Maybe the whales who have control over it more, now you know, price drop.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, I'm sure there's 1% of people that are just coming in to do that on purpose, but to not come in and check back daily, especially when we tell you check back daily. If anybody's each one teaching one and they're not telling you to check back daily, and it doesn't have to be to read through 1,000 messages. It's really just, hey, check the pin real quick to make sure nothing serious is going on.
Right.
And you're fine. I mean, it's good. And then you can set it and forget that.
Yeah, it's easy to fall behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is, especially when we do something like Stampede to Trumpet kind of thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at what's even going on just lately with us. And now all of a sudden we're talking about something with Solana. I mean, if I'm waiting 4 weeks to find out, you know, what's going on at Elephant, I'm missing the boat. So you got to keep up. So it's just a word to the wise. That's all. Food for thought. And I'm not trying to throw stones at anybody. I'm just trying to say, hey, it's to your benefit to keep an eye on things. That's all.
Yeah, and maybe an NFT you bought. You didn't come back for 2 months. We already went to the next round. You never know.
Yeah.
Might be somebody around there is going to happen too, right? When they're buying near the end of this round, they're going to come back in a month and say, where have I been? What the heck happened? And guess what? Your NFT just doubled and BNB just went up. So guess what?
Yeah.
You made some money.
You bet.
So it's so many different ways that you can benefit by just taking 5 minutes of your time.
Yep.
5, that's it.
If you're going to put your money into it,
messages.
If it's my money, I'm going to be watching. So anyway, I appreciate your time, Ed.
Thanks, babe. CC Crypto, what's up?
Hey, do I sound okay?
Hey. Yeah, man, you sound good. Probably better than I sound on this thing.
Oh, no, you always sound great, man.
Thanks.
Well,
I use my AirPods, so I never know how good they sound on my phone.
That's great. That's why I always have to ask, because I have to use some kind of a speaker device in order to enjoy listening, but then the mic doesn't always translate. But this one's going good. So I'm just sitting here with my wife. We are actually a little chilly in our house because it's cold and rainy, and so we have to crank up the heat. But we are cozying up here. It's you know, a little Valentine's Day morning. We're going to be performing later tonight, so we're just trying to chill out this morning, and we're doing that, getting wiser, listening to Native, BlackBerry Guy, you. We're blessed. We're just enjoying the fact that we're a lot smarter than we were when we woke up this morning, listening to you guys, and just it's always a blessing. There's so much I want to try to synthesize real quick in what has been said, in terms of, I completely agree with what BlackBerry Guy said. And, you know, it just goes to the basics of life. You know, you mentioned the Super Bowl. And one of my favorite analysts, Colin Cowherd, he always talks about what makes somebody successful. And he mentioned how Patrick Mahomes took that first half and he ingested everything that the 49ers were throwing at him. Excellent defense. Arguably, the 49ers had a better roster. And yet, in that fourth quarter, his four final drives, he went touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and then wins it in overtime. And that comes from studying. And so just like what BlackBerry Guy said, we just have to keep looking and studying, and Native talked about this as well. The more we keep our eyes on things, you know, I'm continuing to do my best to learn and study in the finances, and I still feel like I'm in kindergarten. So I'm just glad to have great teachers so I can continue to learn. But the brain is amazing in how it can absorb information. Like when we're doing a crossword puzzle, I've discovered, as we do more puzzles, I've discovered strategy that if I look at smaller sections and just focus on them, then all of the pieces all scattered across the table don't just seem like chaos. I can kind of see the little signs. And that's kind of the message that I was hearing, and what Native is saying is just keep looking for signs, keep studying, stay at it. And and then that can translate to how we live our lives. Earlier, talking about spending $180 every few days or something on cigarettes, was like, wow, that's kind of what we can do with our money. Is that we forget how much money actually goes through our hands, and what are we doing with it? Where are we disseminating it? When are we putting it aside? And so my wife and I are kind of in a season where we're looking around our house and we're saying, we want to get rid of stuff. Should we just give a bunch of this to donation? Or actually, you know what? We have a friend who sells stuff for a living. Hey, what if we take some time and do that? We looking around, we can see dollar signs all around the house. How would that translate? All that money just gone, or that money in our hands going to do something else? So that's kind of what I wanted to share with y'all.